Good morning, everyone, and welcome inside the Spotlight Omaha podcast, where we take you around the city of Omaha, introduce you to local business owners, influential figures, and people who are making an impact on our community. We are brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. Pixel Fire Marketing is a locally owned marketing firm who specializes in website design, creating social media ads, and engaging your business online. If your company could benefit from any of that, check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more details today. Joining me inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio is Angela Markham with Set the Stage. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
Walk us through what Set the Stage does, because it's got a familiar feel to it, but in a very unique way.
Yeah, thank you. So Set the Stage in one fell swoop is your go-to source for everything furniture. So a big portion of what we do and where we really thrive is home staging. So that would be your typical vacant home staging. We work with generally real estate agents or home builders to stage model homes. So we're essentially renting our furniture, and it's a marketing tactic for the real estate industry. Sell homes faster, sell them for more money with home staging. On the flip side, where we're a little bit different, is we sell all of our furniture. So when you walk through a home that's staged by Set the Stage, everything you see is for sale. We can not only sell staging samples in each home, but we can sell brand new versions of all of that. And that's simply because we have wholesale relationships with about 20 different furniture and decor vendors around the country.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Set the Stage has been in business for just about 10 years. And for 10 years, they have been working on developing these wholesale relationships. So we get rock bottom price on our furniture.
Sure.
We have that buying power because we are such a large company, but we are locally owned and operated and function like a small business.
And it works for them because that's another way for them to sell their furniture and stuff, correct?
Exactly.
I think the 10,000 foot view would tell us that you strictly only work with home buyers and real estate agents, like you just said. Do you have any other unique clients or people that you work for that maybe wouldn't be the norm or what people would expect?
Yeah. So contractors and developers, anyone who is investing in real estate is a really good partner for us because we can sell them furniture for their Airbnb or midterm rental, as well as we have a design team. We can handle the labor and do all of that for a lot less than it would cost them to just go DIY the furniture themselves.
The Airbnb thing is interesting to me because I think most people rent an Airbnb just assume the furniture in there is whoever owns the house previously. How often are you working kind of in that space, and how quickly is maybe the turnaround on selling some of that furniture as well?
Well, we pride ourselves in being a lot quicker. So
Sure.
I would say that's a smaller fraction of what we do. We do majority of what we do is home staging, vacant home
Sure.
staging. We're working with agents. Our furniture lives in a home for 8 weeks, and then we pull it out. That smaller portion, that Airbnb kind of vacation rental home.
Very small right now.
Yes,
Okay.
it's small. We're working on building that, especially when we get into slow season for real estate, which is Q4.
Sure.
We're kind of looking at different
People don't want to
modes.
move when it's cold.
No,
Yeah.
they're like, let's just wait till after the first of the year. So really our target right now is that furniture sales piece. So for example, there's some buildings going up near UNMC that they just
Yep.
announced are short-term and midterm rentals.
Yep.
So going and helping them is kind of, one of our goals is getting in with some of those partners that we can have a win-win situation.
For anybody that's been wondering what that construction is, it's been going on for 10 years over off Saddle Creek Street. There you go. It's a very interesting concept, and like it's kind of one of those. Why hasn't anybody been doing? Walk me through the concept of how you came up with the idea and why it was the right time to start this business.
Yeah. So we are a franchise.
Yeah.
So my husband and I own this local Omaha franchise. We're the only people in Nebraska. And truthfully, so I didn't come up with the idea. I'm just a big fan of the
Sure,
idea.
but
And
walk me through how you got to it, how it was
Yes,
presented to you, and why it was the
yes.
right idea.
So I have a background in marketing and graphic design, actually.
Okay.
And so I've always just had a love for design and kind of that born with spatial awareness. I'm always rearranging my home, helping other people rearrange their
You and my
homes.
wife would be best friends.
Yeah, let's meet.
Sure, she's great.
And so really after I was kind of building this marketing business that didn't fill my cup, I went back to the drawing board after a lot of sleepless nights and conversations with my husband. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I building? Let's build a business around something I love. So I went on the hunt for a business that would do that I could use my marketing skills. I could use my graphic design skills and my design background to really build something that I love. And I came across Set the Stage and I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
It incorporates systems. We have our own app. Our own technology was built just for the purpose of home staging and furniture sales and project management and inventory management.
Wow.
And truthfully, there's no one in the country that's doing what we're doing.
Sure. And when I saw the idea on social media, I thought it was incredible.
Yeah.
The franchise option is something that's been discussed a lot in here, whether it be a business owner starting a new business with the end goal being a franchisor or somebody coming in and purchasing a franchise. Why was that the right route for you to go?
Well, we were just discussing before going on air, we have 3 small kids, 6, 4, and almost 2. And I started my own business once, and I know how much work it is to start from scratch. I also know enough about the home staging industry to know that it's logistically challenging. And that's why no one has conquered it yet.
Yeah.
And that's why most home stagers go out of business in 3 to 5 years because they're burnt out. And no one's figured out how to systemize it.
Sure.
So Set the Stage came along, and it's like, I'm buying into something that I truly believe in, but also it's the ability to get started quicker with a franchise. And one thing I'm lacking right now.
And how we tried X, Y, and Z, it's not working. How did this work for you, and how do we build off of that?
Oh, 100%. So we are up to about 30 locations around the country, and we all have each other's numbers. We talk at least once a week.
Sure.
We have a monthly mastermind with other franchisees. It truly is, they've lived up to that. Hey, we're all working together. In fact, I can service any one city or any area in the whole country, and they advise you to piggyback on or, collaborate with another franchisee. If I get a job in Seattle, go contact that Seattle franchise and use their studio warehouse space, use their movers, and work with one another to grow this business.
How often are you working outside of the Omaha area?
A lot of my business has been on the outskirts, not too far away. Beaver Lake.
Sure.
Let's
say outside of Nebraska.
Okay,
Maybe
outside of Nebraska.
outside the metro area.
None.
Yeah,
I mean, I've gotten some potential leads in like Sioux City, but really around the country that has not happened yet.
Okay. Well, I think Omaha is the perfect market for what you're doing, though, because of the expansion. I mean, you just talked about what's happening down around Saddle Creek. You've mentioned Beaver Lake, which it feels like there's 6 new homes built out there every single day. Gretna is exploding. We've seen the growth of Elkhorn. Is that kind of why this is the right time to do this? Because it kind of feels like there's an opportunity to stage a house every other day.
Yeah, truthfully, like if you think about one thing that's never going away, like we're never going to stop building more homes and people are never going to stop moving.
Yeah.
So even though there's peaks and valleys with the seasons, of course, living in Nebraska, you have the challenge of snow.
That's a good point.
And the weather and that sort
and
of thing.
100 degrees. Yeah.
And that slows down the market. But that's where, again, some of these bigger jobs, we just pivot where we're focusing. So spring comes along, we're probably going to be doing 99.9% of our business with home staging because that's when people want to sell their homes and buy homes. But right now we're kind of looking at some of these bigger jobs, new developments where we can get in and sell our furniture and help them kind of furnish their home. I like to think of Set the Stage as a happy medium between a DIY and an interior designer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we don't cost as much as an interior designer. We don't do all the details an interior designer would handle.
And you can take all the crap with you when you leave.
Yeah, right?
Sure.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. You guys don't only do the staging portion. You guys also do corporate and holiday vignettes and different designs, probably for photo shoots and things like that. Where did that idea come from?
Again, it just all ties back to if someone needs furniture, we want to be their go-to source for furniture because we do have those relationships.
Including Christmas trees.
Including Christmas trees.
Sure.
Including Christmas trees. We do office furniture. It's not a huge part of our business, but we really want to let corporations know if you need, a sitting area. Like say you have a dentist office that has like 20 different little areas that they want seating. We can come in and we can furnish that, do all the decor, set it up, do the labor and stage it and whatnot for like a really great price, honestly.
If we're talking about growth and it's something that maybe Set the Stage or even your branch of it doesn't do yet, is there something you would like to see maybe open up or get into?
Well, Set the Stage locations around the country are already doing this, but I really want to get into like model homes. Like I think my far vision is, I just attended the Street of Dreams. What was it, a month or so ago? And to get in there and be able to stage a Street of Dreams home, like that's on my bucket list.
We're catching up with Angela Markham of Set the Stage here on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing inside the Pyramid Contractor Studios, our TVs, again for the second straight day, have a mind of their own. We when we talk about Omaha and the growth that it's seen over the past 10 years or so, when you see that growth and you're starting a new business and it's specifically around the housing market, obviously we've seen the housing market crash and we're in somewhat of a recession right now. How much of the economy is really your business focused on right now, even though the growth is happening when the market is in such a tough spot?
So one thing that's really nice, again, back to like buying into a franchise and being able to not start from scratch, like start from a proven
Sure.
plan. They have thrived through an a seller's market, a buyer's market, everything in between. Set the Stage has truly thrived. Again, it comes down to like pivoting to what's happening. So if it does become too much of a buyer's market or too much of a seller's market, like we can still have those true blue real estate agents who just believe in staging no matter what. They don't care
Sure.
if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. They just know that, hey, even
There's
if
housing available.
right.
Yeah.
And even when houses were only on the market just not that long ago, houses were flying off the market. The real estate agents who staged were still selling them for more money. So our small investment to invest with Set the Stage really was returning them a profit just for hiring us. But really, like if we just have we have so many different ways to work with people because it's all about just furniture.
I know you haven't been doing it very long, but I'm sure you've got a unique story. Is there a unique story that you could share with us that you've had to kind of maybe come up with or put something unique into a setting that maybe you didn't expect before you started the business?
Yeah. I think probably the most unique thing is when people are still living in the house and we go to
sure.
stage.
Yeah.
Especially with kids.
Because they're
with
not
pets.
messy at all.
Oh, no. And, we've had some really unique requests for what we're bringing into the home. And if we're expecting to get that stuff back and use that for future stages, we kind of sometimes have to put our foot down with what we'll take into a home.
Sure.
Because that's not a fun conversation to have after the fact,
Right.
after maybe your area rug's been ruined or your
Yeah. If Fido pees on your couch.
Yeah.
If right now is the down period because it's starting to get cold outside, where does some of your focus go when you're not busy in this business outside of actually staging the furniture?
Yeah. So kind of going back to those like short-term, mid-term rental properties is really getting ahead of the curve on that.
Sure.
So as they're being constructed, maybe we're looking at it's not going to be ready to be leased or purchased for another year. We're going and we're trying to talk to the person in charge right now and say, how can we help you sell furniture packages? How can we make it easier to sell these properties? Because we can come up with maybe a few different vision boards for, say, 3 different furniture packages that when someone comes in and they purchase a 3-bedroom condo, do you want package A, B, or C? Set the Stage will sell it for X amount of dollars, and potentially even someone receives a commission. The salesperson
Very
or
cool.
the agent that's selling that unit receives a commission on the furniture that's sold. So, but those relationships are long-term. I can get for a general stage, I can get a call on a Monday and stage in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems quick. Is that relatively fast in the industry?
It is.
Yeah.
Honestly, for us, that's what we thrive on because we
Sure.
do have a studio with stocked furniture. Our vendors, we have a handful of vendors for furniture that allow us to receive a shipment within like 3 to 5 days. So we're always trying to keep stuff stocked. Like I do have right now a couple sets of furniture that could go out tomorrow.
Wow.
And we have a team, we have a design team. So that's where we're kind of setting ourselves apart. A lot of stagers who are maybe an agent staging on the side, or they're just doing it part-time, or maybe they're a one-man show. A lot of times they'll tell you, well, I don't have inventory right now, or I don't have the bandwidth right now, but I can stage for you in a week or 2 weeks. But for us, really, especially being a new business and trying to be accessible, that's really important for us to get those jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. And Omaha is so uniquely divided. There's different boroughs. There's obviously different demographics. Does it seem to be when you're doing when you're setting the stage, does it seem like it's pretty universal no matter what part of town you're in? It can be the same in different areas, or do you guys try to kind of make things unique to Gretna versus Elkhorn versus Bellevue versus North Omaha, et cetera?
I wouldn't say it's area specific, but it definitely is home specific. look at the style of the home. We look at the price point of the home and try to figure out what kind of buyer we're targeting with the home. So that's part of the whole marketing piece. And that's where we come in as far as like, if it's a, $250,000 home versus a $2 million home, what kind of
These
furniture?
look a little different, yeah.
What kind of furniture are we putting in? Or a craftsman style versus an ultra modern home. We want our designs to fit the market of people that the outside of the home is attracting. So of course, even that goes with like, if you're talking with area, more new builds are occurring in Gretna and Elkhorn versus Midtown. The homes have been lived in for maybe 100 years.
And sometimes it's a smaller like condo down there in the newer builds. Yeah. Is there a hurdle that's facing the industry right now that's tough to get over at this point in time?
Just the history of home staging. First of all, I feel like it just became popular with HGTV, like, 15 years ago or however long ago that was now. So home staging now that it's kind of a newer thing, it really is, I think, TV making it look like it's so easy. So
done in 30 seconds. Have you seen the TV shows?
Yeah, right? I know. And so they're not showing the team. They're not showing the huge
not.
team or the huge amount of prep. So before we actually go into a stage, there's 10 things that need to be done. We need to go do a walkthrough of the home. I need to coordinate with the agent. We need to go do what we call a pull and pack at our studio and pack everything in totes like we're moving. We have a moving company that comes. You don't see all that.
Yeah.
So I think what's happening is people think it looks really easy and they step into this role of home stager and they find out it is logistically very challenging.
Do you have a built-in move team set with Set Stage, or do you outsource for that type of thing?
We outsource. Yep.
Okay. Do you work with different teams, or are you guys pretty unique to the one you use?
So we like to have 2 to 3 that we work with, and really it just comes down to experience and price and all the things.
Availability.
Availability.
Yeah,
looking at our bottom line, like we have an amazing team, moving company who we just started working with. A little plug for Movers and Shakers.
I was gonna say, feel free to plug them. Yeah, absolutely.
Kira with Movers and Shakers. We just started using them, and they're great. So
if that's the hurdle, what's something you're excited about? Or you talked about the technology that you guys have with the app. Is there anything new and upcoming that you guys are excited to work with or get involved with?
We are always having updates to the app, which is a great thing because there's more capabilities. But there's always that like little learning curve. But our app is always. The team is really listening to all the franchisees and what we need. Mm-hmm. And so they're always adding new things. I wouldn't say there's necessarily anything crazy coming out like that the general public would be excited about.
Sure, but I mean, this is kind of about you though. Is anything you're specifically excited about?
Just the capabilities for being able to transfer information on the app. Like everything about a project now can be loaded. So I can add however many photos of the property I want. I can add jobs that attach to each home project. So you
can make it unique.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I can just basically do whatever I want with this technology.
What's your favorite thing about what you do?
Every day is different.
Sure.
I'm a typical, entrepreneur. I have shiny object syndrome. My husband, if he's listening to this, is probably like, yes, she does.
What does he do?
He works in construction. He's a project manager.
Oh, sure. So he gets it.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
yes.
Very
he
important.
gets that side of it.
Yeah.
But he is like, he knows what he wants and he's very clear on that, where I'm like, look at this cool idea.
Yeah.
And
look at all these things we could do.
Yeah. So for Set the Stage, like every day is different. There are, I'm not even kidding you, 30 different jobs that can be done. So even when I hire my team, I'm like, every day for you is going to be so different. But to me, that's a perk.
For you, when you walk into a room, let's say you walk, I mean, obviously our lobby area you saw is a little bare right now. We're working on that. Is it easy for you to say, sofa goes here, table here, we can like build this out? Are you very much a visual person, or do you need to have the stuff there to kind of set and move things around to see it kind of come to life?
No, I know pretty much after spending 30 seconds in a room, I look around and I think about, I know all the inventory we have. So if it's a tight timeline, we don't have time to order furniture. I'm like, okay, what's in our studio? What do I have? Okay, the walls in here are red. So we want to neutralize the space.
Sure.
We don't want to clash with the red. So thoughts are going through my head like that. And it's even something like the night before a stage, I'm laying in bed going, oh, I picked out a table that I think is going to be too big. I better downsize that table. So it's something.
Do you prefer the blank canvas then when there's nothing in the room?
I do, because I love our furniture and decor. Like it's so stylish and trendy because we do sell our furniture.
Sure.
We're able to turn things over a lot faster. So stuff that we stage with is not as beat up. It's not been staged 25 times. It's also
By design.
And it's also new and trendy. We're not using a 15-year-old couch that we bought at a thrift store that is kind of outdated, honestly. Yeah. And that's unique to us, and it's not everyone's style, and that's totally fine. But for me, it's just so much easier for me to take our furniture and our decor and pair it with itself versus, not to say I don't love a challenge when there's a home with someone else's stuff.
But if you can make it easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of your job, though, is to take the difficult part and make it a little easier, right?
Yes.
Forgive me if I'm just missing it somewhere on the website. The website's scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now, wesetthestage.com. Is there somewhere where people can go and find this furniture, or is this more of an in-person thing?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. If anyone ever asks me, like, what's your style?
Mm-hmm.
What does your stuff look like? I tell them to go to @thestage_Omaha Metro on Instagram.
Okay.
So that's kind of our online portfolio, which I'm building. I'm wearing all the hats right now. So I'm also our
Little
social
difficult.
media manager.
Yep.
But honestly, just texting is great. Like, the industry is great for texting.
Sure.
So feel free to give me a call or a
Because
text.
it's probably new stuff all the time anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the road almost all day, every day. So I could just pop by and do staging consultations.
I got to move a truck outside.
Yeah.
You want to come pick some stuff off the back?
Yeah.
We're catching up with Angela Markham, who set the stage here on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio. I want to talk about you for a minute. You're an entrepreneur. You're looking for your cup to be as full as possible. You're a wife. You're a mom. You're a social media expert. How do you balance all of it?
I think just setting the expectation that, like, there really isn't a balance.
Sure.
Is
it difficult for you to be able to put your phone down at night?
100%.
Because
in the new growth of a business, I feel like I can't miss an opportunity. And with that element of trying to be accessible, I think it's important for me to be that right now. Again, with, like, it's never a perfect balance. I'm in a phase right now, a growth phase with the business, that there's some things that need to take precedence in my business. However, that's all for the long-term goal of making my family a priority. Right. So I'm also the flexible parent.
Difficult for you?
Yeah. I mean, it is a little bit difficult, but I always look at my time with my family as quality time over quantity time. Yeah. I grew up a daycare baby. My kids are all daycare babies because I have, aspirations for myself, and that's how I take care of myself, really.
Right. That's your form of self-care.
That's my form of self-care.
I think a lot of people who aren't type A or entrepreneurs set look at the time that is spent, and like when you work a typical 9 to 5, you do have that 5:05 moment where you do have time to yourself and you can do self-care. But I think a lot of people don't realize, for people that are running their own business or in that mindset, that's kind of like the therapy time. Like the journey for most successful entrepreneurs is what they enjoy the most. Is that the case for you?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I love my kids to death, but they're a lot, and they're very dependent right now in the ages that they're in. That's totally.
I cannot wait for that time period.
Totally normal. I know.
Sure.
I kind of just can't wait to, like, order takeout with my kids and watch a movie and have them not ask me 20 questions every minute on what's going on.
Yeah.
I look forward to those days, but also I really am absorbing, like, the energy depleting time that I spend with them. I really am enjoying it. The weekends are
the best.
The weekends are the best. And the weekends really are, like, I set hard boundaries on the weekends. In the real estate industry, a lot's going on in the evenings.
When you say that, when you said hard boundaries, what are those boundaries?
I'm not working on the weekends.
Sure. Okay. That's what I thought you meant. I just wanted to make sure.
And my kids thrive on staying busy. Like,
how much do they know about what mom does?
Actually, a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work to get the studio and the warehouse set up. It was a lot of physical labor, and Set the Stage is something that's very tangible. Like, my history in marketing, that's hard to grasp. It's hard for kids to grasp and adults to grasp. Like, what do you actually do? You work in marketing. What do you do? But this is something that's so tangible. They were helping me. Which
is crazy because how visible marketing is, by the way. But you're 100% correct. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I always said it's hard to market a marketing company. Like, people, it's hard to.
Sorry, go ahead.
It is. It's hard to grasp.
Yeah.
And so this is something that my kids are like, oh, mom doesn't just sit on her laptop at home all day, or, like, she doesn't play at home all day when we're gone. Sure. So now they see, oh, mom goes into work, Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry, I was trying to get that as quiet as possible. It didn't work.
They literally have been helping me in the studio when we have to unpack furniture. They've been throwing things away. They love it.
Yeah.
Like it keeps them so busy and task
Hard
oriented.
work helps kids.
It really does.
If we're talking about growth for you specifically, where would you like to see Set the Stage grow to in the next 5 to 10 years?
Back to like really looking at kind of some of those bigger projects. Like I like having my hand in all the details, but
Sure.
But also like the bigger vision is something that's important as well. And I think, getting into the Street of Dreams, I think would be a major
Brenda doesn't know what that is.
accomplishment.
Can you talk about what the Street of Dreams is?
Yes.
That's the second time you referenced. I meant to ask you that earlier.
Yeah. So, I haven't lived in Omaha my whole life. So, and especially like in my adult life, I'm learning kind of the different markets with different cities and what they have.
Sure.
So it is different from the parade of homes, but the Street of Dreams, sometimes it's one street where like maybe 5 or 6 home builders can get their hand in like showing off what they can do. This year it was a little bit different. I know they've done this in the past, but Street of Dreams wasn't one street. It was 5 different properties around Omaha where 5 different builders got to show off kind of what they could do as far as building really beautiful homes. And of course, when they're building a beautiful home that no one's living in, it needs to be staged. And most home builders will invest in an interior designer, which I totally get. And we actually work really well with interior designers or as a standalone service. And so really just getting our name out there in the industry and showing people what we can do through some of our projects, as we get a bigger portfolio, and also really, showing our design skills, because we do have a design team and we do have the skills and the, buying power to do that.
We're hitting that time in the podcast where we tend to shut it down. Is there anything about Set the Stage that we haven't mentioned that people should know about?
If you think about furniture and you need furniture, whether you're like a homeowner and you need furniture for your home, contact Set the Stage. We can come give you a free consultation, present you with a vision board, and kind of just make your dreams come true as far as home furnishings.
You can get a hold of Angela and the team at 402-915-1325 about any questions you may have. The website is scrolling across the bottom of your screen now. WeSetTheStage.com. Check them out we've had several real estate agents on the show. I know one person already liked the video today. Maybe you work with them. I'm not sure. But if you're a real estate agent, or maybe if you are a corporate team that's looking to have a stage set for your corporate events, she and her team can help you out. Thank you so much for doing this today. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. here on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio. See you in the morning.